No.
And did you ever get any money from Maya Lansky?
I never got money from any of those fellas.
None of those
None
fellas?
of those fellas. None of these that I've been reading about, or none that I knew. They never gave me anything.
None of the Shennies?
No. I don't even speak to it. I mean, I met that Charlie once or twice. I don't even talk to him.
You don't like him?
No.
Night Court with Joe Lanou, live on X.
Also known as Duck Corella.
I refuse to answer on the grounds you made attempt to
You
criminal.
got any business?
I refuse to answer on the grounds you attempt to criminal.
You have any profession?
I refuse to answer on the grounds.
Welcome to Friday nights, folks. Night Court, one of our most favored shows of the week. Let me get some of my panel in here. We got some latecomers. Guess you can guess who that is. It's Lawyer Joe. She's late, and we've got Rowdy Knights Club. This guy's sporting some mushroom coffee. We're going to talk about it a little bit later, but he's going to sit on as a civilian member. I assume, Rowdy, are you former police officer, or are you an attorney?
I am not.
You're just a mushroom coffee guy.
I'm just a mushroom coffee guy.
There you go. You'll sit in on a civilian panel, and we've got.
I'm looking forward to it.
I think you'll have fun. I may be the only law enforcement official here tonight, but that's all you guys really need, because Jason or maybe John can join us. And TC is going to be here. He said he was going to be a few minutes late, but he definitely doesn't want to pass up the opportunity to argue with me, so he will be here tonight. But you'll have myself and TC eventually as the law enforcement panel tonight. We've got Lawyer Joe, who's our legal mind, she steps up and speaks for how a defense attorney or sometimes a prosecutor or just sometimes how she feels about it, but she'll put the attorney behind it. And then we've got Rowdy Knights, first night here, Rowdy Knights Club, the mushroom coffee guy. We've got James, and we've got Big Ron sitting on the civilian side of the house. Now, folks, this is we got a new guy here tonight, so let me go through the rules again. And some of you guys that have been here since the beginning probably could hear the rules again as well. So we watch the police videos. You give them whatever background information the videos give you on background information. That's all the information you have. And we're replicating a grand jury. In most states, and I still say all states, I've heard something back and forth about Minnesota, but I think in general, if homicide occurs, that has to go to a grand jury to determine whether it's justifiable or shall it be an indictment and send them to trial. Then folks that don't know, this applies to civilians, everyone, law enforcement officers as well. Law enforcement officers involved in an officer-involved shooting that results in the death or the serious bodily injury of another, that has to go to a grand jury, and a grand jury has to hear the facts of the evidence of it and say, yes, it was justifiable, or no, we're not sure it was justifiable, and send it on to trial. That's where an indictment comes down. So if you go to a grand jury and you get a no bill, you walk out clean, you're good. If you go to a grand jury and get an indictment, then you got to go see the big judge. You're going to go sit in front of it. That's where you get a trial by jury. So that's our job. Our job is to make a determination from the information that we have here, what it is. We've got 9 videos to get through. We have 2 hours to get them through. We also, folks, we take questions, as you know, from our audience. And we've got Redacted is giving us a good evening here with us, but we've got viewer questions that go through that we want to get to as well, that we incorporate in there. So everybody you can talk as long as you want, but I want you to keep your mic on for about 60 seconds. After that, mute yourself. You can keep talking. We're going to move on with the show because we don't have time to dally, but I need a decision. Look at these, ask questions. We can discuss it, and we can even come together as a group and do it. But we need a determination at the end of each one of these videos whether we would bill or indict the officers for the force or level of force that was used. And I'm waiting just a minute here on Blue Montauk. She seems to be having some connection issues. If she can't resolve those quickly, then we're going to go on to our first video. I tell you what, let's give her a minute, Rowdy. And since I brought it up, what is the deal with the mushroom coffee? I've seen you around. I've seen your coffee around, but I've never tried mushroom coffee, and we've got some questions about it that maybe you could answer. You're muted, Rowdy.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, so mushroom coffee, a lot of people, they don't know what it is, or it's misconstrued to be psychedelic mushroom coffee, but this is not that at all. This is functional mushroom coffee, and people they like to drink it as a more healthy alternative to coffee. Usually for like, there's like a whole assortment of reasons. We can go over a few of them. For instance, a lot of people, they'll switch over if their doctor tells them, hey, you know, you're getting a little older now. You don't need to be consuming hundreds of milligrams of caffeine per day. So with mushroom coffee, the mushrooms in it, like one of the mushrooms in ours is cordyceps. It gives you energy. So when you drink our coffee, you only need to drink 1 cup per day. So that's really all you need to help keep you going. And there's a lot of other mushrooms as well. So like some of the mushrooms.
Well, let me ask you some questions on that because I've got
Yeah.
some. So we're talking about there's no coffee in your coffee. It's all mushroom.
No,
or is it mixed with some coffee?
That's a great question. We do have coffee. We have an instant Arabica coffee. It has 85 milligrams of caffeine in it. It has like little hints of cocoa. It's kind of what it tastes like, and it pairs really well with the coffee. Our coffee has little to no mushroom taste.
Okay, and the benefits are you can.
There's a lot of benefits. They're mostly like
Is one of the biggest benefits that you're just not consuming as much caffeine as you would if you were slamming coffee all day?
That is a good benefit. One of the biggest benefits, yes. You don't have to drink multiple cups of coffee. You have like for me, I like the energy that it gives me. It kind of helps me focus as well. So it's like a different type of energy. It's like a different type of concentration, which is where like the cognitive nootropic benefits come into. So it helps with like concentration, focus, helps with some people creativity. So it like affects people in different ways. Some like my business partner, he likes to drink the coffee for gut health reasons. And then there's like other reasons, such as like it kind of helps with, could potentially help with like depression, anxiety, you know, just kind of help reduce stress in general. So there's like a lot of health benefits. Others would.
So if you want, let's say I wanted to combat some anxiety. Do you have there's like a particular like a label or brand or is it just one coffee fits all?
I wouldn't say it's like a one coffee like fix all type thing. Cause like, so one of the mushrooms in our coffee is lion's mane, and it helps with depression and anxiety. And like, it also helps with like mental clarity.
Rowdy,
So
are you making fun of my accent?
We both have a deep Southern accent.
Boy,
Well, what I'm
yours all
hearing,
of a sudden
Joe,
come out real quick there. I was like, man, that's kind of cool, actually. I thought you
what I'm
remembered
hearing,
me.
Joe, is that you need his coffee and he needs advertisers or people to advertise his coffee.
Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Thanks,
Yeah.
TC.
Can I
You have-
ask a question
You
real
have
quick?
you have a
Yeah,
cape
yeah.
to be Captain Obvious on that?
Okay, Joe, TC, I got a question. I've read or heard that mushroom coffee is actually easier on your stomach than regular coffee because regular coffee makes my stomach want to burn inside out.
You said it's easier on your stomach.
Yeah, it's not as harsh because regular coffee is really harsh on some people's gut.
Yeah. So like two things to that. Turkey tail, which we have in our coffee, there has potential benefits of gut health. And another mushroom that we have in our coffee is chaga, which helps reduce the acidity of the coffee. So that could potentially help with that as well. But a lot of people that do drink mushroom coffee, they do talk about the benefits for like the gut and the digestive health to that as well. I don't drink mushroom coffee for that reason, but a lot of people do drink it for that reason, if that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
All right, folks, we're going to go to our first video, and we're going to come back and talk about that again. I've got some questions, but I don't want to hold up the videos. We've got folks that come here specifically for that.
I see Jason's in the chat, but why is he not on the show?
Well, Jason, check your DMs. I think there might be an invite in there for you. Somebody might have forgot him again, and I don't know why I forget Jason. But all the people I do, if I miss someone, it's Jason. My apologies, but I just shot you one, my friend. Hope you can make it in here pretty quick because we're going to our first video.
He's the only person in Minnesota being affected by Helene.
Is it? I don't get it.
It was a joke, Joe. That's why you don't get it.
All right, first video. Let's go to a pleasant place in Wisconsin.
Get on the ground! I'm running after him. Put your hands on your back right now. Get on the ground! Listen here. Hey! Oh, don't bite me! I need help! He's fighting. Watch out, watch out! Move, move, move! Dog! Dog! Put your hands behind your back! Dog. Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back! Still him! Get him! Still him! Hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back! Still him! Grab it! Good Stellan! Come on! Roll over! On your stomach! Get on your stomach! Stellan! Good Stellan! Good Stellan! Stop fighting. The less you fight, the better. Okay, glasses are gone. Sorry, my radio's gone. Let them out. Woo! Good ball!
Okay, let's go to, I'm not going to put the new guy on the spot, but I am going to put Big Ron on the spot. What's your opinions on this one?
Yeah, I'm good with this one. This guy straight up kept running even after commands were given. The proper force was used. Good job on the fur missile.
Okay, so that's a no bill. That's no bill for you, Big Ron, right?
100% no bill.
Okay, now I got you. Let's go to James.
Well, drugs are bad, okay? That guy was obviously on something. But yeah, no bill.
Very good. And Rowdy, if you had to make a decision on that as a grand jury, sitting there seeing that as evidence, do you think the officers used excessive force?
He disobeyed commands more than twice, so no bill.
Okay. Civilians agree. No bill on that. Let's go to our attorneys. I'm going to go to Blue Montauk first.
I agree. Can you hear me, by the way?
We got you loud and clear.
Okay, great. I agree. Yeah. Excessive use of force. And yeah, absolutely.
You think it was excessive?
I do.
What would you have the officers indicted on?
Ooh, good question.
Well, it's one that would come up.
I don't know. These are good questions, but they took them down on really there's nothing to take them down on, but they took them down, right? No doubt they took them down, but there was nothing to take them down on. No just cause. There's no
he was attempted to pull over for speeding, and he fled in a motor vehicle. That's a felony offense in most states. Wrecked out, and that's how the foot pursuit began.
Okay.
So we still in indictment, or we're thinking maybe no bill?
Maybe no bill.
Okay, so we're clean on no bill so far. Let's go to.
I love how Joe talks the lawyer into the no bill.
I'm just asking questions. That's all. I'm just saying.
Blue, it's okay. Joe and I will have our due effect on you. You'll be all right.
Okay.
Let's go to lawyer
Joe.
Joe.
I mean lawyer Joe.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Blue. You'll find out that I rarely, well, not rarely, I about 50-50 agree. This one was fine. The dude he was going slow. He pulled over, he started running. The cop told him to stop. I'd be pissed as a cop if I had to run through a bunch of brush and whatever. You don't know what's back there, gross. And I like that the doggo guy come out and play and didn't get hurt. I like those times. It makes me happy. But yeah, there's absolutely no bill. It was fine on that one. And doggo did a good job.
Okay, let's go to.
That's actually in most law enforcement agencies' use of force continuum training. Gross is actually a factor. Do I have to run through gross? That's it.
Well, that's bullshit.
Oh,
Okay,
I love
so
you, Joe.
let's go to TC. So far, we're 100% no bill. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, if you ever had to run through wild parsnip in your life, I actually think, from on a personal level, if you force me to run through wild parsnip, I'm actually think that's a deadly force situation. But and that aside,
okay, are we talking about parsnips? I guess it's the vegetation they were running through.
That the big yellow, those big, the tall yellow plants. Yeah, that's parsnip. It's not the parsnip you think, Joe. But I
had no clue what you were talking about, my friend. I'd had to ask the question.
That's a very much northern Midwestern problem. So, yeah, I did not see anything that was billable. So no bill.
Very well. We're batting 1,000. Jason, would you get enough time to see that video? Jason, you with us?
He said he'd be right back.
Okay. Somebody's got an open mic that's it's pretty loud. If you're not talking, if you could mute yourself, that'd be great.
Blue has the open mic right now.
Sorry. Okay.
All good. Let's get to our next video. So let me say something about it, I guess. I really thought that video I would get excessive force because of the use of the dog, is how they had the dog hang on to the arm to as a form of pain compliance to get himself proned out and handcuffed. And I'm surprised we didn't see any of that. But I agree. No bill. I think the force was proportional to the resistance that the officers were encountering on a felony arrest. So I think that was a fine job. Well, I got some other issues, but I think legally, I think it was a fine job.
Hey, Blue, can you push down at the bottom of the thing? It says mute. It'll mute your mic in here.
I'm trying to do that right.
Okay, we're just getting feedback from your stuff. No big deal. It's
as Uncle Buck said, who put their mic in the exhaust fan? Okay, we're going to go to the next video. Let's go to Fort Bend, Indiana.
For dispatch, 1044.
6444.
Be at the Cinex and Ampride off Morton, Kansas 28 1127. Adam David Robert. Be on a Mustang.
10463.
Hello. Hey, I'm Ted Fonstill, Barton County Sheriff's Office. The reason for a stop today, when you're at the stoplight over on 10th and Main, crossed over the pedestrian walking line, it's illegal, okay? Okay, do you have your driver's license, proof of insurance today? Okay. And are you the registered owner of the vehicle? Can you hand it to me, please? Yes, you do. Okay, I'm gonna ask you, then I'm gonna tell you, and then I'll make you, okay? Can you hand me your driver's license, please? Can you please? My name is Deputy Fonstill, Barton County Sheriff's Office. My badge number is 64. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Okay, please see your identification.
See the camera on the thing.
Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle now.
What's your name and badge number?
Step out of the vehicle now. Get out. 1039. Get your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Back. 1039. I will tase you. I will tase you. Okay. Get down. Get down on the ground. Now. Get down on the ground. Get down! Taser deployed. Do not move. Do not move. Get down on the ground. Turn around. Turn around. Put your hands out. Stay in that position.
Yes, sir.
That taser worked.
Tasers don't work. Take that back. Did he say I surrender?
He said yes, sir, when the cop told him to stick with that.
Thanks for this
He's running. He has slides on it. He got shocked out of one of his slides.
Do you need my name and badge number? I'm sorry, sir.
And folks, he is going to get this officer's name and badge number. It's going to be on his book-in report. He'll always know what this officer's name and badge number will be.
Pat me down and everything.
I'm not going to do that until more people arrive.
Yes, sir.
This goes on for a moment while he backup arrives, and they'll actually put some handcuffs on this child.
I'm honestly surprised one time riding the Lightning and the guy complies.
Stay just like that. Do not move.
I hear that shit hurts.
Rowdy, what do you think about this one so far?
Well, I didn't really like how he
How we doing?
yanked him out of
Yes,
the
please.
car after telling him a couple of times, but at the end, he did try to escape, so no bill.
Okay. How many times should the
Thanks,
officer
guys.
have to give you a directive that it's not something you have an opportunity not to comply with, but how many times should they tell you before they use force?
Nope. Stay right there for him.
2 or 3. It kind of just varies. Like, I can't get. It kind of just varies on the situation, I guess.
Okay. So it's a no bill, but you'd like to see an officer with more patience, I guess. Is that what I'm reading?
You have this beautiful
Maybe a little bit more, but you know, it's plausible. You didn't know what he was doing. You got tinted windows. You know, there's a lot going on too. So I get it. I get it. At the end of the day, I understand.
Okay. Snarky says, I can never tell if the sirens are in your stream or outside my house. Equal chance. Friday nights are rough.
Yeah, I'm not taking that one out. Okay. We'll leave that one. Let's put them in front of my car.
At some point, it seems like it's excessive force. It seems like it's excessive force
Interference?
when they're imposing.
You didn't want to display your driver's license to me?
I showed you through the mirror. Spin around and sit.
No, yeah. How we do it?
Spin around and sit.
Okay. What are you saying, Blue? You're saying that what part of this was excessive in your mind?
Well, at some point, it seems like excessive force. You know, that's all I'm saying. It seems like excessive force when they're imposing. It's when someone is, semi-compliant and they're imposing their will. It seems like excessive force to me.
Okay, so what is the officer to do? And the guy says, quite frankly, I'm not giving you my driver's license. What's the
Should
officer
have been here
supposed to
last
do?
week, Blue. Was 10 times as bad.
Hey,
I'm sorry, what?
I
I
like what
didn't hear
Uncle
that.
Buck said.
I didn't hear that.
If he put those Crocs in sport mode, they never would have caught him. I think
I'll
that's
tell you in a
funny.
minute. Blue, I'll tell you in a minute about what happened last week.
Okay. Well, I want to go back to you, Blue. You say that it seems excessive. I'm trying to get what point would you? It seems that kind of goes back to that question again. What would you charge him with? I mean, that's if you're going to do it, you gotta answer that question.
I mean, I'm not one to. I can't determine what is excessive force, but if you're pushing a person to comply, yeah, it could be seen as excessive force. It could be under the law. It could be.
Okay, let's go to James. What do you think? Actually,
Well,
let's go
the
with
guy,
Armed with Harmony. Let's throw this in there, James. Based on the images, the cop was way too aggressive. The citizen reacted unreasonably, in their opinion. I think the citizen was 100% unreasonable and just did not comply to essentially a lawful order that he does not have the authority to not comply. So, yeah, I'm going to hold my opinion on the officer for a moment. Go ahead, James.
he asked the dude many times to show his ID. And he even told him after the first time he asked, look, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to make you. And he asked him a few more times after that. And then he told him a couple of times. And the guy was still just repeating, what's your name and badge number, even though the officer said his name and badge number twice at least. And the guy just kept saying, even when he was on the ground after he rode the lightning, he was still saying, what's your name and badge number? So he's either on some kind of drugs where he's just not capable of comprehending the reality around him or whatever. I don't know. But he was straight up not being compliant to the officer at all. I don't see any excessive level of force here because he got him to the ground. The guy fought, got back up, and he told him, dude, get down on the ground or I'm going to tase you. And he just didn't do it. Got tased and then stayed down. Perfect use of force. No bill.
Well, James didn't beat around the bush about that. Okay. So we've heard from Rowdy, Blue. What about Big Ron? What do you think about this?
Yeah, I'm good with it. No bill. Run from the cops. Don't comply. You're going to ride the lightning. One of those rare situations where the taser worked. And with that being said, if you guys haven't already done it, please like, share, leave a comment. The comment's important because that helps promote the algorithm.
Appreciate you there. And you can see some of the background on it. Fled on foot. We saw it says exactly what we saw. There was I believe this was a PD officer, police department. I think the Barton County Sheriff's Office actually investigated, and they came to find no violations of department policy or Kansas statutes in the force that was used on this. And so the outcome there is what their investigation said, but that doesn't necessarily mean a grand jury couldn't find it otherwise. So, Big Ron, you've given us. Let's go to Lawyer Joe.
I'm comparing everything now to that witch last week who just didn't even tell him to get out, just pulled the door open and literally said nothing, pulled the door open and ripped the guy out of the car and then fought with him. That was brilliant. This guy, I like this cop actually. He was like, hey, he asked him a question and he's like, look, I'm going to ask you, then I'm going to tell you, then I'm going to make you. That's my kind of shit right there. Like he gave him 3 opportunities. I'm going to ask you nicely, do it, comply. He sounded like he was going to give the guy a warning. He's like, hey, you rolled over that line. That's illegal. I'm guessing if the dude didn't have warrants, he was probably going to give him a warning. Don't do it again. But no, he had to be a sob sit kind of thing. But no bill at all, especially compared to last week. I have more appreciation now for cops who actually have a procedure, not just I'm gonna rip them out and see what happens. I like it. No bill.
Okay, then. No bill. TC, what do you think?
I think the cop went in a little too fast. But was it excessive to the point of billable? I'd say no.
You're the second or third person, the second person for sure that's brought that up. And my question is, how much longer? How many times does somebody tell you to go pound sand before you realize that they may mean go pound sand? At what point should an officer use force?
Are you asking me for a definitive, like, oh, you have to be able to tell, you have to have told them seven times, and there needs to be 10 seconds between each time, or 30 seconds between each time? I can't give you a definitive on that. I just think that when you're going to the point where you're going to put hands on someone, you'd better be damn sure that you are able to take them. And he wasn't able to take him until he got the taser out, and that doesn't always work, as we know. So I think he
Okay, so if I size him up and say, "Man, I don't think I can take this guy," then at what point do I let him go?
Oh no, you wait for your backup.
That's how you get people shot. I can't take him. I'll shoot him like that chick last week. I'm just saying. I can't.
Okay, but let's get on. Let's get on with this one. So it's a no bill, right? You're just saying that the officer.
I don't think the force was excessive. I just think it was too fast.
Okay,
and I think
that's what Rowdy said. Rowdy said that there may be some more patience on the officer's point. That eventually the guy would have said, "Oh no, you're right. I'm going to comply at this point because I realize the error of my ways."
Well, we don't know because we didn't get the chance to find that out.
Okay, fair enough. So we're still no bill straight across the board. Well, let's go to Jason. Do you see this one, Jason?
Yeah, I saw most of it. I think people just kind of do what they're instructed to do on a traffic stop, and none of this shit happens. I'm shocked that the policing has gone to where it's gone to, and we have, no disrespect to anybody in here, but if an officer pulls you over, don't play games. Just do what they ask you to do, and life goes on. It's a traffic stop. I do want to comment on try de-escalation tactics. Harmony, you have no idea how much we're trained in de-escalation tactics, and we use it every single day. When somebody does not want to comply 5 times, 7 times, 10 times, that's when things go bad. No bill for me here. I thought the cops did just fine.
Hey, Jason, how do you like the whole, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to make you? I mean, he gives 3 clear-cut steps of what's going to happen if he doesn't comply. Like, I like that personally. You know how I feel about jumping the gun. This guy didn't. I'm going to ask you. He asked him 2 or 3 times. Then he told him, and then he made him. Like, I like that. What do you think about it?
I've used that term. I've used it many times where I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to make you. So you're setting it up. I mean, you're having, that's part of de-escalation. You're trying to say, here's the deal. I'm going to ask you to do this. I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to ask you again. And then I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to up my use of force, and my words are going to be a little more louder and a little more stern, so they can pick up on my body language that I'm not kidding at this point. So even the body language and the words you use, you might throw in, I mean, you go through them, hey sir, how's it going? What's your, and they're talking back. And then you say, I'm going to ask you one more time. And then you throw in a swear word. Like, I'm not effing kidding. You need to step out and do this now. That's all part of the use of force continuum. Is language is in there too, to let them know that I'm not joking around here and you're crossing a line. So there is no clear cut how many times you have to say something. It's very fluid, but this stop could have been so easy. the cops didn't do this. This guy did it.
I agree with Jason, and I know we hear what the cops saying, but pay attention. You can't hear any words now, but look at body language. Show me at what point that there was an indication that this driver was going to capitulate and comply with the officer's orders. Just watch.
I don't know. Maybe when he took his seatbelt off and started to put his foot out.
Yeah, maybe.
Like not maybe. That's definitely. I mean, my maybe was sarcastic. I mean, he took his seatbelt off and he put his foot out of the car. That to me indicates his compliance. It may be not exactly the way the officer wants it, but he's complying.
His foot didn't go out of the car till the officer grabbed him.
Nope.
Like
it did. The foot started to come out before the officer put his hands on him.
Let's see it again.
It looked like the cop was pulling on him and he put his foot out to stabilize himself.
Watch.
Yeah, it was out there 2 minutes before the officer touched his arm. Now, he
Doesn't
came out when
matter
the
how
officer
many
touched
minutes
him.
or seconds. He started to put his foot out before the cop put his hands on it.
Let's see it again.
Either way, he didn't put those Crocs in sports mode.
All right, there's a foot. You see the Croc?
Definitely need
White, do, you
Crocs
see,
in sports
do we
mode.
see it? Do we see the white Croc? See the white Croc of his left foot, correct? The officer's already got
his
hold.
leg was already in motion.
The
And he was
officer's
taking
already
his
got his.
seatbelt-
The
he was
officer's already
taking
got his hands
seatbelt
on him.
off. He was taking his seatbelt off, which implies compliance.
Okay. I still fault. I don't fault
I
the
said
officer.
no
on that.
bill, but I mean, if you're going to push me on this,
I wasn't
the cop
pushing
should
you.
have
You
given
just
him the
took
chance to
personal
get out of
offense
the
to it.
goddamn car.
You just took
And he didn't.
personal offense to it.
Huh?
You took personal offense. Here's the first thing, guys. It's not about getting out of the car, getting out fast enough. He's already not complied with just let me see your driver's license. Give me your driver's license, your insurance. That was the first non-compliance.
Not arguing that.
Okay. So let's go to
Does every act of non-compliance justify force?
It doesn't nullify it.
Actual
I'll tell you that.
hands-on force.
But like Jason said, God, this hurts me so much, TC. Like Jason said, though, we all know there's a continuum of force. The cop started out very pleasant, very nice. Then he took the next step to, hey, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to tell you and make you. And then he gave him one more chance of asking. And then he told him twice, do it. And his voice went up. So his actual use of force started at null and then went up step by step. Like with each level of non-compliance, he upped his usage. So I mean, it seems proportionate, and that hurts me to say.
Well, Jug says the cops should never get out and start making demands. Everything a cop asks you to do is request. And that's a question. Do we think that when cops pull us over on a traffic stop and ask us for our identification, that's a request that we can turn down? You know what? Maybe that's a problem. Maybe there's a lot of people out there that believe that, and we're looking at the results. That's what it's going to turn out. You don't have that ability if you're operating a motor vehicle on a public roadway in any state.
I have a question to that. I mean, what type of society do we want to live in? I really struggle with that. If a cop walks up to a car and says, can I see your driver's license? I mean, if they don't have to show and the guy just drives off, I mean, do we want to live in a lawless society? I mean, there's got to be laws. People in general police themselves, but there's people that don't police themselves. So
if people in general police themselves, but there are people that don't police themselves, and we have laws on the books, are more laws going to make it better? Or are the existing laws making it better?
No, I think it's the if you get pulled over, just do what you're told. 99.9% of cops don't want to hurt you. All he asked for was a driver's license. I'm kind of,
and I agree with that.
I'm kind of getting bored with the cop went out of bounds when the cop is trying to enforce a traffic law and it turns into a homicide because the person they stopped dictated the direction of that stop. So I don't know. I think our brains have been kind of twisted on a simple traffic stop. You just ask for a driver's license. It's not that hard, folks. But I really want to, everybody who's kind of arguing this topic and what Joe said, so I don't have to comply. Well, I ask, what type of society do we want to live in?
But I think this is why I keep bringing up that we need to have a different panel some Friday night about the philosophy behind law enforcement and the philosophy behind even, what is a cop?
We're not going to scratch into that tonight. I'm happy to do that. All we got to do is get our timing together and let's make that happen. But guys, I got videos, and I want to get to some of the questions that we've got on the chat. Roadhog Kennel. Yeah. I think the first question has to be answered: is it a lawful traffic stop? I say yes. We have every reason to believe it was a lawful traffic stop. I do. Funny thing that Arm with Harmony says, why does this behavior not occur in China? Because they will beat your ass if you act like this in China. Most countries, police they're gonna put it to you.
And you're not going to see video of it. They're not going to body cam
video of
release.
it. Yeah, and you're going to get your social score knocked down. You won't be able to buy a Snickers bar for like 3 months or something. Chuck says, in my state, the law says produce and present. No law says we must surrender. You're not surrendering it. You're providing that information. And I think that's semantics that might get you tased if you want to hold the ground with it. What type of society we want to live in is irrelevant. The type of society we have is pertinent. Laws are laws, wishes are wishes. I don't really know exactly what that means. I think I might agree with it, Snarky, but don't hold me to it because that could have a different meaning. I do not want to live in a society controlled by the MIC, military industrial complex. Yeah, that has nothing to do with law enforcement, but I appreciate your comments. Okay, let's go to California. Not my little darling.
Yo, calm down. Calm down. Don't fuck with me! Stop! I didn't do nothing! I didn't do nothing! I didn't do nothing! I didn't do nothing! Guys, here, I'm being... Hands on your back, do it now! Hands on your back! Get back! Calm down, please. Stop resisting! I'm not resisting! No, I can't. Please take your knee off my back! I'm cooperative! You're under arrest. I'm cooperative! Ow, ow, ow! Ow, you're cutting me, bro. You're cutting me. Next time, don't resist. I didn't resist. He put his hands on me. You approached him. You battered a law enforcement. I was talking to him. I asked him. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Calm down. Just shut up, dude. He's double locked. Thanks for here. You back up. Tell her back up. This is an investigation. Tell her back up. Babe, can you please call a lawyer? Stand up. Hey guys, my left wrist is losing circulation, please. We'll fix it and get to the car. Okay, thank you guys.
All right, I'll give a spoiler on this. This is apparent. Law enforcement are there because his teenage son and some other friends were vandalizing some things at Walmart. And he comes running up at the officer and pushes the officer, and he says something like, you're not going to F with me. And this is the result of that.
Can you please give the keys to my wife? You're going to jail for battery on law enforcement.
Okay. Do y'all want to go back to the beginning of that and take another look at it? Because it happens very quickly. Actually, you know what? There may be a second video on this. Yeah, I think it falls off, actually. Okay. Bruce Wayne, did you see enough of this to make a comment?
Go back and slow that down if you would. If we could just go.
I don't have slow motion here, my friend. I can go back.
You're gonna have to drag that shit, bro.
Give me a point we're looking for.
Right before Dad starts running. Right there, and just drag it very slow.
Watch your mouth, TC. Watch your mouth.
Which part? Bro or shit?
Did you see what you needed to see?
I didn't see him push anybody. I saw him get pushed first.
Okay, let's go back. I don't know that this camera catches the point where he's coming to the officers. He's backing
I
from
mean,
the
he's
officers.
definitely coming up in a hurry, but I didn't see him push somebody.
Well, he's already backwards by the time this camera angle catches it. Let's see if we get the one that the officer that actually was assaulted. Camera on the ground, camera on the ground. That's always fun. He's getting in the fancy vehicle, tailor-made for him. No, it's not going to show that one. So, Bruce Wayne, what do you think about this one?
Oh, well, I didn't see the push, but if he pushed him, then yeah, what did he think was going to happen? And it seemed like they dealt with him calmly. I'm going to go no bill.
I think the best view we're going to have of it is the first view. So let me see if we can back through that, and I'll do the TC slow motion move. So, of course, got the pin because he didn't have a clicker pin, so that makes me question his judgment. Okay, there's the father running. And that's it. You hear something, but you don't, when nobody sees that, actually. Let's see if he comes around there. No.
I can see his hands go up. That's a no bill for me.
Okay, so no bill?
Yep.
Well, let's go to Big Ron.
As soon as you turn and run, all bets are off. You get what you get. No bill.
Okay. Armed with Harmony, what's this about? Then why do police have military gear and training if they are not joined at the hips?
That's a reference to the military-industrial complex.
The military and law enforcement are not connected. They don't train together. There may be some similar equipment, but it's not exactly even the same equipment. I've been both. I've been a soldier and a police officer. There's not a lot of similarities other than some proficiency with firearms, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I'd never trained with any police officers when I was in.
Okay, let's go to so it's 2 no bills. What do you think, Rowdy?
No bill again. You don't flee.
Sure enough, Rowdy had the police whip your butt. You try to run from them. Yeah, might be a fit there. Let's go to Fidgy. Welcome, Fidgy.
Hey, yeah, I almost wish you could put a stupid component on this guy. You don't run up to cops like that. I mean, if you were running up like there was a dangerous situation, that's one thing. Hey, I need your help. But you don't run up like you're angry at a cop. That's just idiotic. And yeah, that's definitely a no bill. And I thought it was really funny. He ran up, pushed the cop, and then screamed like a little bitch whenever he got handcuffed. Oh, my wrist hurt. Well, you asked for that.
He had realized the error of his ways.
Yeah, he does now. But no bill.
Okay, so no bill there. Let's go to TC. I'm sorry, we've lost Blue Montauk. Yeah, we have. Yeah, let's go to TC. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to Lawyer Joe. I'm out of whack here. You just hold up, TC. Go ahead, Lawyer Joe.
I did legally, like he runs up, he put his hands on the cop. It's hard to tell, but if you put his hands on the cop first, then absolutely don't do that. That's battery. I mean, depending on your state, that's battery or simple assault. But like, yeah, I don't get the whole running up to him. I get that his kid's being arrested or whatnot. I don't know. I guess the parent in me would have been like, "What'd you do, dumbass? Why are you getting arrested? It's probably your fault." But but the lawyer in me wishes this guy would just shut up. God, stop talking. Stop talking. But I don't think the cops did anything horribly wrong. The one guy was just a total dick, but they didn't do anything illegal or unlawful.
So that's a no bill,
Not
huh?
a dick, Joe. He was a dumbass.
Okay. So that's I got the no bills. Well, let's go to TC.
I didn't see anything on here that showed that he actually made contact with the officer first, and I'll let a grand jury decide.
You're literally that's what you are now, the grand jury.
Well, no. I'm going to bill it then because I didn't see him make contact with the cop first, and if he didn't make contact with the cop first, then the cop who said his words, "You ran up on a cop, you get what you get," basically. Like, you're no different than I am. You're a cop. If I don't push you, you don't have a right to push me just because you don't like how fast I approach you.
If someone charges up to you and actually doesn't make contact with you, but puts you in fear that they are going to make contact with you, would that be an offense?
If someone charges up on me and I'm afraid for my life and I pull a gun out and shoot them because I'm afraid for my life, what will happen to me?
I didn't say about shooting.
It's actually you could get away with it. Could be justifiable depending on
the station,
the totality of the
All right,
circumstances.
let's say what we're talking about probably a B misdemeanor on this offense, and you guys are taking it to the Supreme Court. So are we still on?
I am not.
Everybody's on a no bill on this.
Except
Jason,
TC.
what do you think?
I said I'm going to bill it because I want the jury.
First time you said no bill, but you've gone back now.
No, I didn't. Not on this. I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. I'm pretty sure.
I said I'm going to let the grand jury decide.
Damn it. Maybe you didn't say. But I knew you were going to say it. Okay, so that's one for a indictment. Jason, what do you think?
When it comes to assault, there's assault and then there's assault and battery. You don't have to be hit to be charged with assault. You just have to be in fear of being assaulted. I think that's in most states. So the fear of being assaulted is a crime unto itself. So if this guy's charging at him and those officers are in fear that they're going to be assaulted, that's still a crime. And then if the guy actually hits him, that's where the battery comes in. I could be a smart ass here and say bill, but it's a no bill.
Yeah, I think no bill, and I think there's more to it. Where the video didn't capture the actual assault. If you listen to it, you hear the father that he's got to be very in close proximity to the officer that we can't see, and he says, you're not going to F with me, you MFer. He was talking real big until law enforcement challenged him, and then he changed his tune. So I would absolutely no bill. There's
I
no
can
reason
say whatever
for me
I want to say to a cop.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to believe a guy that makes a decision to run up on a police officer in that manner versus the police officer. If I didn't see it, I'm gonna lean on the police officer side because that guy doesn't show propensity and from video that I can see with my own eyes of making good decisions. So we're gonna move on to the next one, though.
Is it unlawful for someone to say?
We're gonna move on to the next one. It's unlawful for you to charge a person to put them in fear of assault. It is unlawful, 100%, and you could go to jail for it. Let's go.
Then I have a video to show you where I had a university president literally made contact with me, pushed me around, tried to grab equipment out of my hand.
Should we just put off the rest of the videos for tonight and we'll go down this road? Or can I get to the next video?
I'm just saying this is the double standard.
No,
this is the double standard.
I
had a university president put his hands all over me, tried to grab equipment out of my hand at a peaceful event, and I said I want to press charges on him, and a fucking cop threatened to charge me with filing a false complaint because it was an assault. And that's in Minnesota.
You're asking me to? I would say it would be assault. Absolutely, I would take that complaint.
Right, but I got threatened with having charges filed against me for trying to file a charge.
It's like it's like if I go to Burger King and they don't make my Whopper correct, and then it's not every person that makes a Whopper that's wrong. It's just that one time.
No,
I don't
but
know what to tell you.
The argument that just running up and making somebody feel like it could be an assault, where I literally had contact made with me, and the cop said no. I will charge you with a crime for filing that. So don't tell me that asking because you feel like it is the same. If that had been anybody else, the cops would not have charged it. But because it was up on a cop, he got charged.
Brother, I've charged that before. I've 100% charged that more than once. So your one interaction with a police officer that, in my opinion, made a bad judgment call is not an indictment, once again, on all law enforcement. And Jason just explained it to you as well. I'm sure Jason has probably done a dozen or more, so maybe probably more than that, arrests. It's a very common assault charge, actually. In Texas, it's a Class C. It's the very lowest type of assault, but it's still 100% an assault. Now, I want to get to the next video. Let's go to Irvine, California.
Hello? 911?
Do you need police or paramedics?
Paramedics, please.
Hang on 1 second.
Paramedics.
Oh, I need paramedics, please. I have a whistle in Swan.
Okay.
Irvine, California.
Okay.
92604.
What's wrong?
Quadriplegic. I'm a caregiver. Quadriplegic has blood everywhere. I'm not feeling bad.
Okay.
Oh my God. No, still alive.
Listen, take a deep breath. Okay, what do you see? Where's he bleeding from?
I don't know.
Okay, so when you try to wake him up, does he respond at all?
No.
Okay, is he breathing?
No, he's not breathing.
Okay, so I can walk you through CPR, okay? Can you drag him down off the bed onto the ground?
No, I can't. He's heavy.
He's too heavy?
Yes. This is like a murder thing. Oh my God, I don't know what to do.
Are you on line? Or, sorry. 39.
Yeah, we're on.
Okay, you're not. Okay, so why do you say that? There's just so much blood everywhere?
Yes, there's blood. It's like a murder thing. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. Sweetie, do you have questions for us?
I'm sorry?
Sir, when's the last time you saw him awake?
An hour or two ago. He came. He came from a party. I put him to bed, and then I just heard a loud noise. It was like a huge noise, and then the voice wanted to say that there was smoke, and I don't know. I really don't know what happened. And the door was locked, and I locked the door earlier, and it's unlocked now.
Okay, were you there for the entire 2 hours?
Yes, I live here with him.
Okay. Who is he to you?
But he's my employer. Was my employer. Oh my God. See?
Okay, so you're not related to him at all?
No, I'm not. I'm his caregiver. Oh my God.
Okay, so what exactly do you see? Do you see any wounds on him or just the blood?
Just the blood.
Okay, so what happened? You put him to bed and then left him there?
I put him to bed, and that's it. I literally just put him to bed.
Okay. And you were just down the hall the entire time?
I was in my room, and I heard a noise. I heard like an explosion, and then I just came out to check because the alarm bell said there was fire in the hallway. The alarm was gonna sound loud, and I just came to the room. I'm sorry, I went to check, and now, oh my God.
Okay. Did you actually see flames or you saw smoke?
No, I didn't see any flames. I just heard noises.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's somebody here. Please send the police are here. I'm not sure if someone's here to kill us.
The police are outside. Can you go talk to them?
Yes.
Okay, go talk to the police. I'll stay on the phone till you get there.
I'll have a pet check. Stone Creek and Westville. I'll take one. Unknown, possible. Hey, do you live around here or no? Yeah. What's your name? What's your name?
What's my name?
Yeah. Hey, put the fucking knife down. Units code 3, he's got a knife.
Motherfucker, you know what he did?
Hey, put the fucking knife down right now.
That
Put the fucking knife down right now. Put the fucking knife down right now. Put the fucking knife down right now.
And said it was me. People have been
Put the fucking knife down right now. Put the fucking knife down. Put the knife down right now. Put it down right now. Put the fucking knife down right now. I'm not fucking playing, bro.
That motherfucker.
Put it down.
No, they had me being chased around like I'm a child predator. Fuck you.
Put it down right now. Put the fucking knife down. Put the fucking knife down right now. Put the knife down right now. I'm not telling you again. Put the fucking knife down. Put the knife down. Put it down. Put the knife down. Put the knife down right now. Put the knife down. Put the knife down. 10-3, shots fired. Shots fired. Don't move. Do you understand? Don't fucking move.
You guys keep legal, go hands.
Okay. Tactical engineer, welcome, sir. What do you think?
I'd have to say that's a no bill. It looks like that guy was trying to go death by cop, suicide by cop.
Okay. Looked like he was a murderer too. Let's go to Bruce Wayne. What do you think?
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be a no bill for me. Yeah, gave him ample warning, and yeah, that guy probably, like, yeah, he was the prime suspect. I think, yeah, no bill.
Okay, Fidgy.
No, Bill. The cop told him like 50 times, put the damn knife down. Put the friggin' knife down. You can't have a conversation while you're armed. Put the knife down. You don't put the knife down, fine, you get what you deserve.
Okay, so that's a no bill there. Big Ron.
21-foot rule, man. I'm good with it. No bill. Good shoot.
Where are we at? Let's go to Lawyer Joe. Well, hold up. Before we go there, Dennis has a interesting point here. He says he had a knife, can't shoot him in the knee. Well, what a coward move. Why go for the kill shot? Patrick, if you're going to use deadly force, you don't use it to maim. If you're going to use deadly force, then you use just that deadly force. You shoot to eliminate the threat. And knives are actually very much a deadly weapon, and there's such thing called a 21-foot rule, where the person with a knife can close with someone with a gun before they can get a shot off at about 21 feet. So there's a lot of backup to this particular shoot, in my opinion. But just because it's a knife doesn't make it any less of a deadly weapon. In the eyes of the law, that's the way it is in the law. Let's go to Rowdy. What do you think about this, Rowdy?
You don't encroach upon an officer with a deadly weapon, so no bill.
Very good. What we got here? Wow. This is the best we can do. We're all in trouble. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to ignore that comment, actually.
Can I say something?
Yeah, you sure can. I think it's your turn.
It's unlawful for a cop to shoot to maim. Like, they've been charged with it before, because obviously defense attorneys of the victims can go after the whole, you obviously weren't in fear for your life because you didn't shoot to neutralize the threat, you shot to maim. So your intent, you didn't fear for your life, and that's how it comes across and looks, and that's how a prosecutor could present it to a grand jury. So that's one they're not allowed. Like, you neutralize a threat, and the only way to do that is deadly force. So that's that. And two, this cop did great. Whoever was bitching about it, stop making me agree with the cops all the time, damn it. But the guy's admitting, he starts admitting he's the one who stabbed the victim. And you know what he said about me? He's got the knife in his hand. He's admitting to what he did, and he's walking towards the cop, lifting the knife up. I'd have shot him too. He gave him way, way more opportunity than a lot of people probably would have. So, especially after he's admitting that he just, killed somebody. Nah. I think
Well,
he
and
did
Snarky
absolutely
Stark brings
fine.
up the well, Starkey brings up the 21-foot law, and I think it was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, our Friday night episode. There's a great example of that of a guy who clears probably 30 to 40 feet, clears it before the officer can say stop, drop the knife. In the time that he says stop, drop, and it doesn't get knife out of his mouth, the
Hey, Joe,
guy's on
you're
top
rubber
of him where he
banding.
has to put. How about now?
Yeah, you're better.
Still.
Well,
But the 21-foot law, it's not a law, Snarky. It's a rule. It's a general, like a rule of thumb that, if someone's within 21 feet of you with a knife, they can engage with you before you could draw your weapon and shoot them. So that's kind of like the danger zone. It's not a law, it's a rule.
okay, let's move on to TC. Did we lose TC?
No, I'm here. No, Bill.
Oh, I see. There you go. You're no Bill on this one?
Yeah, no Bill on this.
Okay. Let's go to Jason. What do you think about it?
No bill at all. Good job.
And I'm the same way. I think it was a clean outcome actually compared to what that the guy had done. But let's look at let's go to Los Angeles to see how they're doing there.
Yeah, hi. Somebody just vandalized my car. They threw a weight on in my front windshield in front of my house. I know who it is.
Did you see the person that vandalized your vehicle?
Yeah, my girlfriend saw.
Your girlfriend saw the suspect?
Yeah, we have the cameras too. So.
Okay, one second. So the question is if you guys saw the person that did this.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, and how long ago did this happen?
About 2-3 minutes ago.
I see him. He's over there. All right, put it out. I'm gonna back and forth 15 minutes with the gun.
So if I won't take it back on 415 with a man with a gun.
He's gonna take off. Heads up. Say, he's running southbound, but he's running southbound Estrella. He's running southbound Estrella.
He's running southbound Estrella.
He's got a gun. Heads up. Get it. Heads up. Say he's running out. Heads up, partner.
Yes, sir.
All right. Heads up. Put it down. Gun down. Hey, we're on Gonzalo. Put it out. And 5'8", he's got a gun in his hand. Heads up, partner. Heads up.
5'8",
he's southbound Gonzalo 5'9".
Gonzalo 5'8", he has gun.
Yeah, we're southbound Gonzalo. He's got his gun in his hand. We're southbound Gonzalo from 5'9". Damn, heads up. He's running to the back of 5'9".
He's running to the back of 5'9".
He's got a gun.
He's got a gun in his hand.
Hey, put the gun down! Officer detail, shot fired. I got it. Heads up.
Yes, sir.
Trophy 5'1", officer detail, shot fired. Damn it. You okay?
Yes, sir. You good?
Trophy 5'1", officer detail, shot fired. All the suspects to the rear. Wearing a blue shirt. He's armed with the handgun. You good?
Yes, sir.
Hey, get on the ground!
Get on the ground!
Get the fuck on the ground! Get the fuck on the ground!
All
Don't
units,
move!
Officer Detail 5 Ventura Avenue 5.
Do not move!
All units, Officer Detail
Jason, does that sound like an FTO situation there?
100%, yeah.
Put your arms out to the side! Don't move! Face away from me! I see him. He's over there. All right. Put it out. I'm gonna back up 415 man with the gun.
So then if I won't take it back on 415 with a man with a gun.
He's gonna take off. Heads up. He's running southbound, but he's running southbound Estrella. He's running southbound Estrella. He's got a gun. Heads up. Get it. Heads up. Say he's running out. Heads up, partner. All right. Heads up. Put it down. Put the gun down. Hey, we're on Gonzalo. Put it out. And 5'8", he's got a gun in his hand. Heads up, partner. Heads up. He's southbound, 1 5'9". Gonzalo 5'8", he has gun. Yeah, say, we're southbound Gonzalo. He's got his gun in his hand. We're southbound Gonzalo from 5'9". Damn, heads up. He's running to the back of 5.
He's running to the back of 5.
He's got a gun. He's still got the gun. Hey, put the gun down! Shots fired. Officer needs help. Shots fired. I got it. Heads up. 12-851, officer needs help. Shots fired. Damn it. You okay? 12-851, officer needs help. Shots fired. We're going to be 5. Gonzalo, suspects to the rear. We're in a blue shirt. He's armed with the handgun. I see him. He's over there. All right. Put it out. I'm getting back in 415 man with the gun.
12 out of 5 walk. I got a back on 415 with man with a gun.
Heads up.
That's it.
Say, he's running southbound, but he's running southbound to Estrella.
Southbound.
He's running southbound to Estrella.
He's running southbound to Estrella.
Oh, shit.
Yes, sir.
Heads up. Say he's running out. Heads up, partner.
Yes, sir.
All right. Heads up.
I think that's a Crown Vic too.
Put it down. Hey, Brown Gonzalo.
Sir.
Put it out. And 5'8", he's got a gun in his hand. Heads up, partner. Heads up.
5'8" and 1.
He's south 5, Gonzalo 5'9".
Gonzalo 5'8".
Are we seeing a different view? I think. Did we see this before?
Now this you've seen Dash, driver, and now you see him passenger.
Oh, it was Dash. Yeah.
He's running to the back of 5.
He's got a gun. He's got a gun in his hand. Hey, put the gun down!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Damn it. You okay?
Yes, sir. You good?
12-851, shots fired.
Shots fired.
Gonzalo, suspects to the rear. We're in a blue shirt. He's armed with the handgun. Stand by. Nice and easy. Go. Hey, 40, holster up. Get your 40 ready. 40, holster up. Get your 40 ready.
I got it.
Hook him up.
Yes, sir.
Corner, hook him up.
Yes, sir.
Roger that. Copy.
Where'd you toss it, Brian?
On the roof.
On the roof.
Okay, Tactical. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I would say no, Bill. It looks like it was good shoots. I think the only thing I would say is that the backdrop was a little bit concerning to me. It seemed to be like a pretty long range, but I feel like when you're firing, if you're getting fired upon, like you could fire back. I feel like that's perfectly fair.
Was he being shot at?
Well, I guess that's the thing. Did the officers fire first, or did the suspect fire?
Since the what they believed to be a handgun was a stun gun, a black stun gun, which looks like a pistol, it's impossible for him to have shot first.
Interesting. Okay. I think that so you had a stun gun, so that's definitely outside of the stun gun's effective range. I think.
Well, the officers had no way of knowing it wasn't a real gun, and the law doesn't require that they see that it works.
That is true. It's fear of imminent bodily harm or injury. It doesn't necessarily need to actually be. I don't know. I think in this case, it did seem like he ducked back behind cover, and peeked out a little bit. I was truly, when I was watching that, like on the fence, like would I have fired in that circumstance? Honestly, I'm not sure if I would have, but I can understand why they did. So I'm leaning towards no, Bill, on this still.
Well, you're on a grand jury. You can't lean. You got to make a decision.
Oh.
Tell you what, before you do, watch this next couple of seconds of video. This is when they first encounter him on the street. He goes around the tree. And he aims the stun gun at him like he's holding a pistol.
That is true. There's no way for someone to tell that what in the world that is at that distance.
But the
Yeah,
standard
okay.
is: would a reasonable person believe that their life is in danger? A third person's life is in danger.
Yeah, I would
Okay,
know,
so
Bill.
have we talked ourselves into a no bill?
Yeah, that's a no, Bill.
All right, let's go to Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that's a no bill for me as well.
Okay, Big Ron.
Yep, I'm gonna go with no bill, even though it was a stun gun. They don't know that. All they see is something pointing at them. Good shoot.
Okay, let's go to Fidgy.
I want to say no, Bill, but I think a jury needs to figure that one out. The thing that kind of bothers me is kind of the energy and anxiety that you're hearing while they're driving, and it sounds a little on the chaotic side. The guy threw a rock at him. That wasn't a bullet. That's obvious. I don't like that he had a stun gun in his
Hang
hand
on.
and he was
The
pointing them.
original call. Hold up. The original call was a vandalism call. He threw a brick or a rock or something onto someone's car. So officers respond. They see him going down the street. He runs, goes across the street, around the tree, goes into a front pistol stance with a black object that looks like a gun. So he never threw anything at the officers.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on that one. You're aiming something. You're pointing something at officers that screams no, Bill. But yeah,
Well, remember, guys, what the standard is not just that the officers, any person, if that was any one of us and someone was standing across the street and stood in that stance with something that looked like a pistol and we shot them, we were going to be held to the same standard. Would a reasonable person believe that their life was in danger?
That's why I ultimately went to no, Bill, because I was like, I would have shot if I saw somebody point at an object like that, and I was in that situation. Because like, if he has good aim, it's gonna be slow for me.
And you would have been
I
charged.
keep going back to the mafia guy who had a submarine sandwich in his hand, and they couldn't tell it wasn't a gun and shot. I'll go no, Bill.
Yeah. There's definitely a limit for sure.
And you would have been charged. You would have been charged.
I would have been charged for sure, because I do think that there is a disparity there in terms of like the actuality. I don't think that if I was in that situation, I would still do the same thing that the officer would do.
Yeah.
If we're upholding what the law is supposed to be, then that should be a no bill. Just because some officers break, it would violate that, and some DAs are corrupt that will do that. And I'm not dismissing that at all. I agree with you on that. I just think that in this particular scenario.
Okay, folks, you guys are going to have to find a landing point. I get it, but you're going to have to put your soapboxes away. We're not going to get to the videos. So I got some no bills there. Let me get to, I believe, Rowdy. Go ahead, Rowdy.
I'm going to say no bill as well. Fleeing, displaying a black object that could be easily misconstrued as a gun seems reasonable to me. No bill.
Very good. Thank you, Rowdy. Let's go
Hey, Joe.
to...
Joe's backstage.
Who's that?
Joe is backstage.
Well, let's solve that problem. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to see the video. My internet kept going in and out, but I think it's stable now.
Okay, well, let's go to TC.
I'm sending this to a grand jury, or I'm going to bill it. Excuse me.
What is it about it that you don't like?
I'm basing it off of what I know about Minnesota, and if that had been and we have to stop this dichotomy between civilians and not civilians. Cops are civilians, period. They're not military. They're civilians. Law enforcement civilians versus non-law enforcement civilians. In Minnesota, I would be charged for that shoot. So I'm going to bill it in Minnesota. That's getting
with the Minnesota standard.
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's go to Jason.
I don't think it's a Minnesota standard at all. I actually chuckle at that. I don't think civilians would be getting a 911 call and responding to this. The guy, it doesn't matter if it's a real gun, fake gun, whatever. It's what the person believes. If their life is in danger and you have a guy running away, you have to take in consideration the public safety aspect of this. If this guy continues to flee, are we going to have a barricaded suspect with hostages? Are going to be other victims involved? He literally, if that was me, that video I just saw there, if that guy turns around and does those motions towards me, I'm doing exactly what these guys do. And there is a big difference between civilian and law enforcement. Civilians don't respond to 911 calls. Civilians don't have qualified immunity. Civilians don't put themselves in danger on a day-to-day basis just because they're carrying. There is, in my opinion, a huge difference between average Joe, no pun, and a police officer who's carrying a weapon, all the way from training to qualifications to psych backgrounds to less lethal to a bunch of laws that we're obligated to. I just wanted to set the difference there. There is a difference, but no bill all day long.
I want to switch gears a minute. I think we had a field training officer and a trainee in this car, just by the way they were talking to each other. The partner thing is kind of a dead giveaway, in my opinion. But it was hard for me to tell who was the trainee and who was the FTO there. Did you pick up on that, Jason? This FTO doesn't seem like a very seasoned officer.
No, my thought was, I hope this is not this cop's first day. That was my thought when I was watching it. The one guy was, when he said he's gonna flee, he's gonna flee. That guy who said that has been around the block a little bit. He predicted this before it came. The partner thing, was more kind of an FTO angle to, make them feel like we're together in my thing. But no, I thought, God, I hope this is not this kid's first day.
Yeah, it may be his first day. He didn't know his name yet. That's why he's calling him
Could
partner. I agree with a no bill on this. I mean, I think a reasonable person, and that's the standard, guys. And when I say it's no difference between a police officer and a civilian, I'm talking about just at the point of the trigger pull. You're judged by the same, and it's that a reasonable person would believe that their life was in danger. A police officer has a duty not to retreat, and a civilian can. I mean, there's a lot of differences there, but when it comes down to when you squeeze the trigger and the bullet leaves the muzzle, the judgment and the standard of judgment is exactly the same for law enforcement as it is for civilians. And I believe that's in every state. Law enforcement officers do not have an extra edge when it comes to using deadly force. It's still the same standard to protect yourself or a third person from serious bodily injury and or death. But let's get to the next video. Meanwhile, in New York.
For what?
That's trying to work with you.
For what?
Not working with me, bro.
You know how embarrassing this is on me, man? I'd rather die than go through this embarrassment. You know how embarrassing. If you step outside, I close the door, I go to sleep, man. I can't be having this.
Listen,
Police cannot be harassing anybody since like that. And now they're gonna come and kick me out of the building. We're gonna have time to breathe. My biggest fear in life is being homeless, buddy. You know what I mean? So I have 150,000 in my bank account. I need time to get my apartment and leave. I have an 800 credit card. You want to see my bank account right now? So you think I'm not lying to you? I need that bitch. You think I need her? I'm telling you, my biggest fear is you right now. In my house. Putting me in the street. And she knows that.
I'm telling you what's going to happen, all right? I'm trying to work with you. I'm telling you what's going to happen, right?
I'm not leaving this place. I have nowhere to go.
This fucking bitch, bro. I swear to God, bro.
If you don't leave, we gotta.
Yo, tell my mother that all my money is in my bank account. It's for my mother. But I'm not leaving this place.
You're not leaving?
I'm not leaving. So you get out your gun, shoot me, do whatever you gotta do. I'm sorry, buddy. Call your family, tell them you love me, but that's gonna have to happen. Because I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. That's fucked up. I'm ready. You know I have something and I'm ready.
All boy 2, go ahead.
What's the condition over there?
Don't, Alex. Mom, you're gonna hear from my mother.
We need additional to put him in cuffs.
All right, Chapo, you need additional to put him in cuffs. He's violent at this time.
10-4.
If I attack you, you're gonna shoot me. You know what's gonna end up like this. I'm 24, buddy. I'm ready. That's not gonna happen. She knows it. She's doing it on purpose.
All right, once again, it's... Chapo, 2243.
You're with the wrong person.
My man, I don't want to do too much, but if you're not going to come,
I'm not gonna cooperate. So what we gonna do?
Take out your taser. Shot fire! Shot fire! Shot fire!
Don't, Alex. Mom, you're gonna hear from my mother.
So scared he turned his back on her.
If I attack you, you're gonna shoot me. You know what's gonna end up like this. I'm 24, buddy. I'm ready. That's not gonna happen. She knows it. She's doing it on purpose. You're the wrong person.
My man, I don't want to do too much, but if you're not going to come,
I'm not gonna cooperate. So what we gonna do?
take out your taser.
Okay. What do we think about that, Rowdy? I'm going to come to you first this time.
I mean, he had some type of object or bat or something in his hand, and he was making a lot of fast, potentially aggressive movements leading up to that, and saying that he was ready, implying like he was potentially ready just to die or just whatever. So I'm going to say no bill.
Okay, no bill on that. By the way, the object he had in his hands, if you couldn't see it and I roll it back, was a machete. And he didn't die from his wounds and was charged.
No bill still. Machete's even worse than the bat.
So let's go to James. What do you think?
Unfortunately, I was typing to people in chat, so I missed the actual action. But from what I could hear, I'd probably say Bill.
Hey, very well. Bruce, what do you think?
That's going to be a no bill for me.
Tactical.
No bill. No bill.
Okay, let's go to Lawyer Joe. I'm sorry.
Okay, I like that
I skipped Fidgy. Fidgy can go after you. Maybe you'll inspire her.
I was gonna say first, I like that they put on gloves first. Like, I appreciate that, being kind of a germaphobe, but no bill. I mean, the guy standing right there, fine, whatever. But the second he shuts one door and then runs into another room, I'm thinking he's grabbing a weapon, and you have no idea what kind of weapon he's grabbing. And she deployed the taser, but he shot him. I'd shoot too. If I'm coming around that corner and he charges out with something, I mean, you don't know what he's got. And he's got a machete. I think that kind of extends that 21 foot, or yeah, the 21-foot rule probably kind of goes out the window with a fucking machete. So yeah, no bill. I
Probably
think they did
extends it
fine.
by about 3 feet, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I don't think the cop did anything wrong. He tried. I mean, in all these, he's trying to get the dude to comply. He's like, "Look, I don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. Let's just get it out of the way and handle it from there." And he's like, "I'm not. I'm 24. My son's 23. I'd have done whooped his ass. He acted like that." But no bill.
Okay, sounds good. No bill. Let's go to Fiji.
So I have a question and a couple of comments. First of all, it's a badass routine. I'm such a badass. Is so mundane. It's done out. The second thing is, why did they charge him with first degree assault, second degree assault, and third degree assault? They charged him with all three. That seems a little odd to me.
Well,
Why the overlapping?
You are in the state of New York, and what you'll see is that police officers will apply every charge that they have probable cause for. And a lot of times, when it gets to the DA's office, they'll rinse it down a little bit. Sometimes they'll stick with it.
Okay.
But most of the time, they'll rinse it down. But
Just to
that's
see what
how you're
sticks.
trained. Is well, you charge with the highest offense, and then send it to the uh, judicial branch for them to sort it through.
And it
Okay.
depends if the elements of each might be different, because they usually are. There's slight different in element. So you bring them on, you go with the highest, and that includes all lesser charges too. But you don't want to leave that up to the prosecutor, because they're going to go with whatever's easiest. So if I can understand where a cop would be like first degree, second degree, third degree, and that way the prosecutor looks at it and goes, "All right, we definitely have a second degree. I can prove that without a doubt." So they can get
Yeah,
rid of.
I get it. I get it now, but
Okay, sorry.
thank you,
I
Joe.
get worried.
No, thank you, Joe. But I do want to say that the officer turning his back on the guy who was being so belligerent was that was an idiot move, but it's no bill.
Well, he was empty-handed at that point. It wasn't like he was holding the machete the entire
He
time.
still could have charged the officer. You don't turn your back on an adversary.
Okay. But that's a no bill, right?
Yep.
Okay. If you look at where I've got the screen froze, you can see the machete as it falls to the floor. Right in the bottom left-hand corner. And bipolar says cops more likely than not are not held to the same standard. They get away with a lot, and when they are charged with crimes, it's a slap on the wrist. I don't think that's absolutely true. I think that cops get caught on the wrong side, that they have literally the book thrown at them as they probably should.
Derek Chauvin, he was not giving a slap on the wrist.
And zero probable cause. It was domestic violence. There was a complainant who his live-in girlfriend that he was talking to off. You couldn't see her, but she had had marks from a physical assault. So it was domestic violence call that they were on. I think they had every legal right to be standing where they are. Police do have an extra edge, like killing Sonia Massey. That gentleman is sitting in jail and will face the consequences of his actions. So I don't think that's a slap on the wrist. He got treated just like anybody else who would have walked in and shot a woman in the head, just like he did. In my opinion, rightfully so. He's exactly where he needs to be. But let's go to TC, I believe, my friend.
I'm sorry,
You
I
with
was
us?
using
You with
I
us?
was using the powder room at the last
That's
part.
quaint. That's quaint.
Yes, I was powdering myself. You charge at somebody with a blade like that, yeah, you're gonna get shot. So no bill.
Okay. Let's go to Jason. Big Ron, did that go to you, my friend? Did I skip you?
No, you skipped me. You're good though.
Okay, let's go to Jason.
No bill, but there was a point that came up that they said one pulls taser, one pulls gun, and interesting. I can tell you that every single search warrant that I've been on, we always enter a room with lethal and less lethal. And less lethal could be a 40 cal, it could be a taser, it could be pepper spray, it could be a pepper ball. And then you have lethal on the stack as well. So as soon as he runs in that door, I like the fact that one went lethal and one went less lethal. Because if he comes out with something, you have both levels of use of force present to deal with the situation. So that's why they do that. But no bill.
Well, let's talk about that taser shot. I've got it frozen. This is her point of view. I think it's an impressive taser shot because she strikes him with it. It's about the time she shoots. She's literally behind her partner. He's backing up, and she makes contact with the taser. See the probes as he falls?
Yeah, that's impressive as hell.
So I'm going to give her a little credit on that. Jason, what do you think about their dispatch? They had to call in to say they were going to put him into handcuffs. They kind of tipped their hand as they went because they didn't have earbuds in. So their customer was hearing everything that they were saying to dispatch, and dispatch would echo it back real loud.
To backtrack when they first came in, to be honest with you, I think they could have talked to him a little bit more and kept the conversation down. He seemed engaging with them, and I think they could have held the conversation a little bit longer. And I agree with you. When they said they're going to arrest, that's when he backed off, closed the door, and he's like, "No, you're not arresting me." So I agree with you on that one.
Well, I mean, well, domestic violence is going to end up that way. I'm sure New York has the same as any other state. There's evidence of it that the aggressor is going to go to jail, right?
Yeah, it's a shall arrest. You don't have a choice.
So, you know what? I don't know. I think this guy wasn't irritated with the police officers. I think he was emotionally distraught over this breakup that was evidently occurring because he was talking to her to call my mother, tell all my money's going to be. You know, he's kind of pulling that. I'll be a martyr for this relationship type of guy, and it almost worked for him as far as that goes. But I say too, a no bill. The dispatch, to be quite honest with you, this thing was irritating me the most. But I've got a little issue with when dispatch is popping in your ear constantly when you're dealing with a situation like that. But I say no bill on that. Okay, let's go to. We've gone in. Have we gone to fleeing? Let's do this.
995 UDE. Where are we turning? Looks like we're on 30.
This is Texarkana, Arkansas. I've driven this stretch of road more than a few times. Give me some creds on that recovery. That vehicle was not doing well there for a moment.
Got away from this traffic clear. I'm going to try to get TV out. I'm passing on the left inside shoulder. They're about to wreck out right here. Looks like, yep, they're wrecking out in the median. Roll over, roll over.
I believe this was a 17-year-old kid that was wanted on a couple of murder charges. Yes, I was right. 17-year-old kid. But what do you think about this one, Fidji?
Did the cops shoot him? I couldn't hear anything, or did he just say get down on the ground?
No, he just said get down.
Yeah, that's a no bill.
The only real force it would be the pursuit.
Yeah, and that stretch of road, I know you said you've driven it. I've driven it too. It's too heavily trafficked. That could put a lot of people in danger right there.
Yeah, no, I think that. Well, I can give my opinion yet. Go ahead, Bruce Wayne. Bipolar, or I'm assuming bipolar. BIP Solar Bear says there's
It's
justified use
BIP Solar Bear. It's just
Solar
BIP.
Bear.
BIP Solar Bear.
We'll go with BIP. BIP says there are justified uses of force, and we see it here, but there are many instances that are unjustified, or the police escalate unnecessarily. You should catch our shows. I don't cherry pick those. I only have a couple of criteria, and I pick the first ones that meet that criteria until I get 9 or 10, and that's what the show is. And we have we've had the Sonia Massey on here, and you should come in and listen to how we talk about that. I'm not biased towards law enforcement. I just understand it maybe better than those that haven't done it. But let's go to James. Let's try to get this one up quick, guys. I want to do another video. So does anybody see any issues with this?
I don't. I didn't see any force.
Yep, no bill, good to go.
Lawyer Joe, you see issues when others don't.
No, no bill.
Let's TC.
Without knowing the agency's policies and procedures as it regards pit maneuvers and whatnot, I'm going to assume on the safe side that they knew what they were doing, and I'll no bill it.
Okay. I'll let you. I'm not sure, 100% sure about Arkansas. I'm pretty sure it's.
I mean, you understand what I'm saying without knowing that the grand jury is going to have information.
A grand jury is not going to decide whether an officer broke policies. Policies are not law. Grand jury would only decide.
No, I understand that, but it can impact the assertion by a grand jury as to whether or not if the policy and procedure is according to law in Texas, and they're following both Texas law and policy and procedure. There's a whole slew of things that are playing at hand in this situation.
Like I say, I don't know the policies of the actually Texarkana Police Department. I actually am a little familiar with them. Yeah, they're going to chase you. There was no violation in the pursuit there, and this was a wanted 17-year-old who's charged with murder twice. So, Jason, any comments on this one before I move along?
No, Bill. Go ahead.
Let's go back to New York.
Okay.
Oh, we heard you, Jason.
Appreciate that, Bip. I noticed a little early we have the Range Minded podcast with us. Guys, if you're 2A supporters, freedom loving Americans, if you're not following him on YouTube and pretty much anywhere a podcast can be got, you can find the Range Minded podcast. It's worth listening to. It's great.
He's aight.
Yeah, he gets an aight. 5-star aight.
He's aight. He does owe me a Monday night show, but so does Joe. So.
But I do a show on Monday nights.
Yeah, well, we should still figure it out.
Not hard, my friend. It's just called Another Night.
I watched this. It's funny.
That dude doesn't look suspicious at all.
This is New York subway, you know.
Everything.
I know, just the way he keeps looking around, giving that cop the comical kind of look.
It's got the vibe of don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
No. What's funny is that's actually the second time that guy's hopped the turnstile, because he actually hopped the turnstile the first time and was forced out by those two cops. And then he just snuck through again through the door right in front of those same cops the second time, just 20 minutes later. Like, how dumb can you be?
Well, I don't know. Let's see.
To engage DOT cops over not paying to get on the public transit is just dumb.
I just can't imagine that being a part of my environment that I've negotiated on a daily.
How much is it to ride the train in New York? Is it really that expensive?
No, it's the most economical way to get around New York.
The most economical way to get around New York is not go to New York.
100% agree. Best statement ever.
Yeah.
Write that down, TC. We agree.
You know this ends everything, right? The world is falling apart now.
Right.
I went to New York one time in the 90s with my ex-wife, and I've never been back.
You know, I've taken my daughters several times in the last 7 or 8 years. Probably days. And it's fun to go do that, but I mean, we're there maybe 3 days and then we're gone. It's like going to Disneyland for a couple of days.
Why have they not drawn yet? I'd have already cleared leather on this guy.
Don't touch me! What is wrong with y'all? On the train?
This is the same agency that they were radioing before they put handcuffs on somebody, almost like they had to ask permission to do something.
Put it down. Put the knife down.
I like the people that are just basically sitting there. Like another day on the subway.
You should have never gotten on that train.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There's your effective
Say it,
taser.
Jason. Say it,
This is
Jason.
why Jason does not like the taser.
I'm shot. You guys put it down. Put it down.
Wait, what happened to the video?
Central, shots fired.
Video
Is it
really
back?
big.
Put it down.
Yeah, it lagged. Can you go back a little?
You can just calm down there, buddy.
Don't listen to Joe, Rowdy. Who was that?
Put it down.
It was me, TE.
You guys put it down. Put it down. Down the ground.
He's got to be on something to take that many rounds and not be.
Put it down. Put it down. Put it down.
He took 2 tasers and
Still got
shots.
the knife.
The cop just shot another cop.
No.
I mean, it's New York.
Yeah, one of the cops was saying, "I'm shot."
No, that was I think. We'll listen to it again. I think it's.
I don't know, dude. That sounded
suspect.
like one of the cops.
Yeah, absolutely. One of those cops did shoot.
Well, let's just see, since it's all absolute. Let's see it again.
Careful, he has a knife in his hand. Watch out.
I don't know, Range. If that's PCP, that reeks of cot. His behavior reeks of cot.
What is cot?
Cot is a North African, West African.
DC, where you pick up that information at?
Huh?
How do you know about cot?
How do I know about cot? I might know a thing or two.
Okay.
I know you know what cot is.
Is that the stuff that turns their teeth red?
It is
turns their eyes look like eggs.
Cot makes angel dust or PCP look like a walk in the park.
They've got to chew it. They got to chew it all damn day. And then about 5 o'clock on, that's when they get off.
Can I see your hands, please? Sir, let me see your hands. I'm not shooting you, sir. Let me see your hands.
I really thought he was going to jump under the rail.
Put the knife down. Put the knife down. Put the knife down. Put the knife down. Put it down. Put it down.
It's actually a low-level narcotic.
Put it down.
In North Africa, they chew it starting in the morning. And they don't have a real hard effect until late in the afternoons and early evening.
Don't touch me.
Don't fucking touch. Sir, get away. Don't touch it. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. Shoot. Put the knife down.
One of the common misconceptions about mental health too is that people think someone with mental health issues have ability to resist tasers and whatnot, and they don't. And that's why this sounds like hot.
Put it down. Put it down. I'm shot.
Yeah. See, that's the cop saying I'm shot.
Put it down.
Wow.
Put it down.
I think it's a crossfire
He
situation.
gets hit in the armpit.
Put it down. Put it down. Put it down.
Probably a ricochet because they weren't crossfiring, were they?
No, it was probably.
Yeah, I was thinking ricochet.
You know what? In the beginning of this, I thought it was the victim, the shot
suspect?
shootee that was saying it.
Yeah, it was definitely the cop. And as far as my assessment of caught, it could be off, but my experience with people that are on caught, he's way too subdued for that to be PCP. And I know it probably doesn't look subdued to a lot of people who haven't experienced it, but caught really subdues you, but it also makes you very resistant to pain.
Is it available in the United States with any quantity?
Oh yeah, you can definitely. Caught's been a big problem in the U.S. ever since the mass Somali immigration.
Yeah, because I agree with you. Now that you say caught, I see similarities there 100%. Okay, let's talk about that. Let's go tactical.
Yeah, I would have to say no, Bill. Like I do think that getting your own officer like shot is like kind of insane. I'm not sure. I might have to send that. Now I think about it because I there needs to be more. I think like what went on there? Like how did he end up shooting his partner? That's kind of crazy.
So are you going to bill him for shooting his partner, or are you going to bill him for shooting the suspect?
I'm gonna bill him for shooting his partner.
Yeah, it very well could have been a fragment that went through the subject in coming back off the train. So I'm not sure.
I know other passengers were injured in this, right?
Let's see.
Yes, two passengers were injured. One was struck in the ear and one was struck in the head.
Yeah, so
head.
just the backdrop was just
Yeah.
like they should have taken care of that earlier.
Okay, grand jury. The decision was the use of deadly force, not whether it was careless or if any of that business, on the person that we saw got shot. Would you bill them for that use of force or not?
I think you, as a civilian, I'm also responsible for the backdrop of where I shoot. So I would still bill because that's definitely a situation where I would expect to be billed if I was or expect to be indicted in that. If I ended up shooting somebody,
I'm going to take indictment, and we're going to move on. Let's go with an indictment, and let's go to Bruce Wayne.
I mean, it's going to be a no bill for me just because the officer took a stray. Like, I don't see how you bill him for. Like, it's police use of force against the suspect. Yeah, I'm going to go no bill.
Okay, so that's a no bill. Let's go to Fidji.
That's a really difficult one because I think where they shot, it was incredibly dangerous, and as a result, 2 people got struck for a very small knife, and but the guy kept hopping on the subway cars, so and putting people in danger. So I'm ultimately going to say no bill.
Thank you, Fidji, with a no bill. Let's go to James.
Also, I'm going to go no bill. As far as another person who was struck in the head, it was through the metal door. So the officer was shooting, had no real way of knowing that there was a person right there at the time the trigger was pulled. So, yeah, I'm going to go no bill.
Okay, yeah, Rowdy, what do you think?
I'm going to bill it. I felt the police were too hesitant. They could have taken him down before he entered the train. And because of that hesitancy, innocent people were hurt. So definitely going to bill it.
That's a unique look at it. In fact, I might even lean that direction on you, that they could have isolated him from the train using more force than what they did.
They should have took care of business when the guy started encroaching upon them after they already told him to drop the knife. That would have been justifiable force.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when they should have taken care of it instead of letting that train get there.
That's insightful. I like that. Let's go with Big Ron.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually have to agree with what he said, and I think B, she also agreed with what I said. He should have never gotten on the train. They should have definitely been more forceful. I think I would actually push a bill for that reason there, that they put people's lives in danger that shouldn't have happened. And then I'm also getting some comments from some people in the chat that they said they saw another knife on the train by a bystander that was folding it up, putting it away towards the end of the video when all the police officers starting to get on board.
I think that was the same guy with a train camera. I don't think that was an officer's video, and I'll try to find that, but I saw that as well. But you're no bill, right, Big Ron? Or you're going to bill this?
No, I'm going to bill this one.
So you're going to indict them for, I guess, the criminal charge of negligent discharge?
Negligent discharge. They've got 2 civilians that were hit. And I understand that in New York, you're not going to always have a good backdrop, but they could have taken care of this earlier on before that train pulled up. They waited way too long for them to take care of business when it should have been done sooner.
Okay, let's go to TC.
Yeah, I'm billing this for multiple reasons, but the chief being the fact that bystanders were injured, and the whole point is to keep them from being injured, and that they failed in that.
Okay, let's go to Lawyer Joe.
I just have one question. What are you guys going to indict them for? Like, you're never going to get an indictment for a negligent discharge, or because they would consider that there's a term that's completely missing my mind right now, but that it was either letting one. I agree with what Mushroom Coffee guy said about they could have stopped. Sorry, I can't remember his name. They could have stopped him a long time before this and not allowed him to get on there. So once they did that, yes, they were negligent. You're just never going to get an indictment for that, especially in New York City. But they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. Because if they would have stopped him earlier, some people would be like, well, that was excessive. Or if they, when they had to shoot him now, well, that was excessive too. Well, you can't let the crazy dude run around with a knife stabbing people.
I want to get one more video in.
I would indict him for reckless endangerment.
No bill.
I think I'm not going down that road. We're just not going to go down the road on that. Actually, there was a second person with a knife there on the train after the shooting. That was odd. I don't know how that really connects, but absolutely is a guy standing there holding the knife very similar to the person who got shot. But
maybe he was going to use it on the guy if the cops didn't get him down, and he was going to help. He was going to be a hero.
He was a good Samaritan. Okay, let's check out a happy camper before we close this out. In case you didn't catch it, the officers drive by this car. The guy pulls over, parks his car, runs up and climbs up on top of this RV.
All right, brother man, you're at gunpoint. I need you to come down. Yo, you're on gunpoint. Get down now. All right?
Get up. Get down.
Don't put your hands in your pockets. Just come down. Fuck. 23. Yeah, we're good? All right?
I got it.
Hey, you're good. You're good. Hey, let me see. Stop. You're all right.
He's not all right.
I'm with Patrick, of course, the Niners fan.
Call my baby mom. Get my phone.
Okay, he's all right.
The password.
That went that way.
All right.
I like that.
Stop.
Call my
In
baby.
case any of you get his phone.
You jumped off the top of the
You're all right,
camper,
dude.
dumbass.
Oh, yeah. Fucking A.
You still awake?
Did he get shot in the hand?
The head. Raised his head.
Okay.
You all right? Keep talking. What's your name? Brother, talk to me, okay? What's your name, boss?
What's your name?
I feel like
Looking at that black wallet right there.
Hey, check his vitals, all right? Keep talking, brother, okay? We're gonna get you checked out.
You go with him for a second?
No.
You go with him for a second?
No.
Okay, well then go get my med bag.
That's not good at all.
He's all right.
I got it.
There you go. Wait.
I'm done.
Must be a little homeless encampment street.
Hey, man.
Isn't that all of California?
That could be Minneapolis.
What I'm gonna do is put.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh my god, you have to shoot me for.
Hey, didn't shoot you, my guy. You're all right.
What's your first name, boss?
You're all right, my guy.
What's your first name, boss?
What's your first name, my guy?
What's your first name?
Okay, so they drive by him. He stops his vehicle, gets out, runs down, climbs on top of the RV, and that's where we pick up on the video with the shooting. One round was discharged from the officer's firearm, grazing Merez's head. Officers rendered emergency aid. The officer sustained scratches to his wrists, knees from the altercation. Merez was transported to area hospital for treatment. Discharged, no problem. He was resisting arrest as well as felony no bail warrants for being a felon in possession of a firearm. No weapon was located, and they found illegal narcotics inside of his vehicle. But evidently, he had a warrant for a felon in possession of a firearm in California. That doesn't take much, I think. But real quick, what do we think about this one?
I'll type in no bill.
Okay, Rowdy, what do you think?
No bill.
Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, it's going to be a no bill for me as well.
Okay, tactical engineer.
No bill.
Fidgy.
I'm going to disagree with everyone. I'm going to bill that. And the reason I am is he didn't have a weapon on him. I think there were other ways of doing that, but I kind of missed that second. I know you read part of it, but I kind of missed the second page of the notes on this. He jumped
Just talked about
down
it.
and he
Talked about
went
his injuries and
running,
his
and
charges.
yeah, it got all like combobulated there, where it was really hard to see what was going on. All I saw was the guy jump down, start running, and then all of a sudden he's hurt.
Okay, the officer that tackled him discharged his firearm, and that bullet grazed his head.
Okay, why did he discharge his firearm though? I mean, that may seem like a stupid question, but the guy didn't have a weapon on him. There was no, like, was there a threat to the officer? Did he push the officer? It seems like I heard that, but I couldn't see it. There we go. Okay, he pushed the officer in the chest. Okay, then I'll say no, Bill. You put your hands on an officer.
So we got a no bill. Big
Yeah.
Ron.
I'm actually going to go with a bill. I didn't see any need of the use of deadly force on this one. If he pushed an officer, the officer can go hands on. He's got other means of use. So I'm going to go bill.
Okay, TC.
Billing this. There was no need for lethal force.
Okay, Jason.
You're going to be shocked. I'm billing it.
You know what, Joe? I didn't realize that
No,
there was actual.
No, hold up. You can't
lethal-
go back now. You were so sure.
I didn't realize he's shot.
Joe's not going to let you retract.
Because let me give mine. I absolutely would bill this. It was an accidental discharge. At least it was negligent deadly conduct, depending on the statute or state you're in. But I think absolutely that was an accidental discharge. He went hands on with a pistol in his hand and finger on the trigger. That is negligent, criminally negligent, in my opinion. I absolutely would bill this.
But you're not going to. Are you going to a grand jury with a negligent discharge?
They caused serious bodily injury? Yes, I would, because it resulted in aggravated assault.
I guess
that's a manslaughter in Minnesota.
Yeah, it would be actually. You know what? You're right.
No, it's not, Jason. It's a nondescript, non-gender specific slaughter.
I tell you what. You're right, Lawyer Joe. The charge in Texas would be aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Okay, that's different because otherwise it's not a felony and you're not going to a grand jury. I said no because as soon as that dude starts pulling up his pants and it looked like he put his hands in his pocket, and that's when he started running. He turned
Get
around.
the hell out of here! You've argued less when guys were more deadly and actually had a weapon. And here in this case, this guy's running. He's trying to pull up his pants because he's a fat dopehead.
Because it looked like
he can't get away.
Well, I thought he had something in his pocket, and then if you're dumb enough to jump off the top of an RV and you're running, I'm guessing you've got something. I probably wouldn't have fired on him, but I can't see. I'm not indicting.
I want to go back to Joe. You asked his.
Jason, take over here because I'm just my hands in the air and
I'm
one's on my face.
right now.
I can't get it.
I'm in agreement with Joe and Jason, and Joe's on the other side of me.
I'm going. Lawyer Joy, you just asked, have I ever voted to indict anybody? And I said, yeah, a couple times actually. And then I just did, and you no-billed them.
Well, and I told you why, though, because I'm trying to go by your guys' standard of would a reasonable person believe that
if it's our standard, then how come you're different than the standard that we use on everyone?
I'm not.
Go ahead.
I'm saying on this
one.
one.
Doze off during the video because we had Rowdy with no bill, Bruce Wayne with a no bill. Everybody was no bill until we got to I think
me
or Fidgy. Yes, correct.
Because I was on the fence.
Well, I think it's the shoot. I didn't realize that the shoot actually occurred. I heard somebody fall, and I saw the fall, but I didn't realize that a shot actually was fired by the officer.
Man, I hope when you actually have to sit on a jury or grand jury that you'll wait to get all the evidence before you start making decisions.
Yeah, I was kind of making myself a sandwich.
Why didn't the guy run off the front where he could drop down more safely than jump off the top of the
He
trailer on
didn't
the
do,
side.
he didn't do good in crook school or something.
Yeah,
All of these
apparently.
questions are so ancillary, though. They're just like, it doesn't matter which end he ran off. He got shot in the head.
Yeah, well, actually, it does because he probably would have had a better chance of escaping and not getting shot in the head.
All right, folks, we are 10 minutes over. I'm going to give 5 minutes to our friend Rowdy. Rowdy, I want you to sum up your coffee and tell us where we can get this. For any folks that want to give it a shot and see what that's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for having me on. So our coffee is, exactly what it is: mushrooms and coffee. I just want to reiterate that it's non-psychedelic. That's a common misconception about functional mushroom coffee, is that it'll get you high. Like, our product will not get you high. It'll like get you in a productive mood in order to have a productive day, because of the mushrooms. They complement the caffeine and the coffee. It kind of gives you that mental focus, mental clarity, I guess you could say. We have 6 different types of mushrooms in our coffee, with a 2,000 milligram blend. A lot of mushroom coffees, they have like 10 or 12 different mushrooms, and you can't really like feel it that well. It's kind of more, I guess you could say, like watered down and less potent, just because you can have too many mushrooms, and a lot of people do the mushroom coffee product the wrong way with that. There's a lot of reasons why mushroom coffee has been taken off. Mushrooms have been used for like centuries, like throughout the world. And it just recently, back in, I think it was 2017, 2018, mushroom coffee started to become popular within the health community due to like different benefits. I'm going to list off a few benefits of the mushroom coffee. Benefits include potentially to help boost immune system, inflammation reduction. A lady had mentioned, health and gut benefits. It does do that as well. Could potentially help reduce depression, anxiety, helps lower blood sugar, lowers cholesterol. There's a whole lot of reasons why people are switching to it. One of the more main reasons is when people drink it, they don't really get that afternoon crash like you would with regular coffee. And that's because of cordyceps, which kind of has its own energy. And it brings the energy to the muscles. So it kind of helps to keep you going. Other reasons why people are switching over to mushroom coffee would be so they have less caffeine consumption. Other reasons would also include the flavor. Ours has very little mushroom taste to it. I would say, I personally, I can't taste it very much at all. It has, like, I guess you could say, like a very faint, earthy taste to it. A lot of people like that. I think I think it's all right. It doesn't really bother me. Of course, I do kind of like, foods and drinks that have, a lot of flavor in it. Ours primarily tastes kind of like little hints of cocoa, due to the fact that it's a instant Arabica coffee. So we're really happy with our product. It mixes well, hot or cold. Personally, I like to drink mine frozen. You can mix it however you want. You can, drink it straight black, or like me, like I've been doing it lately. I've been making a spiced peach flavored mushroom coffee to kind of compete with the pumpkin spice craze that just literally takes over the whole United States once September hits. But if you ever find yourself, waiting like 10, 15 minutes in the drive through, you're potentially running late for work, and you pay $8 for coffee, and you just feel like not so great afterwards, our coffee could be beneficial to you. The only ingredients we have in our coffee is literally just mushrooms and coffee. We have no unnecessary ingredients. So we have no sugar, we have no chemicals, no fillers, no oils, like none of that bad stuff for you. We are 100% organic, and we're trying to bring like health back more so to mushroom coffee, because a lot of people, they tend to add like unnecessary ingredients such as like collagen or protein, and that has its place as well. But if you're going to drink coffee, you might as well make it, as pure as possible. So our product's roughly $1 per serving. We sell on Amazon, eBay, Etsy. We also just ship directly from our website as well. I guess I could. I'm assuming, Joe, that you're going to have this live stream posted on your X account, correct?
Yes, sir. You can find it on my timeline. If you'll join our Night Court community, it'll also be in there as well.
Awesome. Well, I could like post a link to our product or our website so you guys can see a little more about us. If y'all have any questions about mushroom coffee, I'm more than happy to answer that right now.
Well, Range Minded, who's a viewer, is asking, do you make hot chocolate? Mushroom hot chocolate?
We do not make mushroom hot chocolate, but that is a very hot product right now. I'm starting to notice a lot of people are starting to make that, but no, we currently do not.
Okay. Range Minded, you might talk to him about maybe the Range Minded podcast, giving you guys a shout out, because he says he's totally down with the mushroom coffee.
Oh, that would be awesome. We love doing collabs with people, help each other grow for sure.
Thanks, guys. You can follow Rowdy Knights Club on X. All that information he just gave you can find there on his timeline. He's a good follow. We've been following each other for a little while, and he's, as you saw tonight, he's got some unique insights and thoughts on things. But this mushroom coffee is, and it's interesting. I've got some on the way. I'm going to give it a shot, and of course, I'll tell you guys what I think about it. And I'm a coffee guy. I'm going to tell you now, I am a coffee guy.
I am a coffee guy, and I will review his product.
No, absolutely. We're going to check that out, and we're going to come back and we're going to tell you whether Rowdy Knights Club is the great thing, or maybe not, because we're honest folks.
Let us know if it's a hit or a miss.
Rowdy.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me on. I really appreciate it, and definitely would love the feedback for the coffee. Absolutely.
I sent you TC sent you that's me speaking to the third person. I sent you a DM on Twix. And
Twix? You mean X?
That's what I call it.
I mean Twix. I call it Twix because
TC is a special kind of special.
You shut up, Joe. Yeah, hit me back. And
all right, folks, we got to end it. We've got to end it and jump out. We've got an after party on X. Give us about 10 minutes. We'll kick that up, and we can continue the conversation on these law enforcement topics, or we can talk about mushroom coffee. We can talk about anything you want. We do our after party on X. Anybody that's viewing, listening on other platforms, join us there. You can find us under Joe Lanou or any of my co-hosts here, Bruce Wayne, Tactical, Fidgy, pretty much any one of our panels. You follow them, you'll be able to find our show. But with that, I'm going to bid everyone a fond adieu.
Hello.
No.
And did you ever get any money from Maya Lansky?
I never got money from any of those fellas.
None of those
fellas. None of these that I've been reading about, or none that I knew. They never gave me anything.
None of the Shetties?
No. I don't even speak to them. I mean, I met that Charlie once or twice. I don't even talk to him.
You don't like him?
No.
Night Court with Joe Lanou, live on X.
Also known as Duck Corella. I refuse to answer on the grounds of main intent to criminal.
You got any business?
I refuse to answer on the grounds of intent to criminal.
You have any profession?
I refuse to answer on the grounds of main intent
You have
to
any
criminal.
occupation?
I refuse to answer on the grounds of main intent
Are
to
you a
criminal.
known rat?